Few cars ever carried such a strange blend of charm and chaos. The Lada Riva wasn't built to impress. It was built to endure. Simple, rugged, and oddly timeless, it outlived both trends and empires. Now, let's uncover weird and wonderful facts about this unbreakable Soviet survivor. The Lada Riva's ignition system was so mechanically simple that, in some cases, the car could be started with just a spoon. Its ignition lock and starter linkage were rudimentary, with minimal electronics or security features, making it possible to engage the starter manually in emergencies. Drivers who lost or broke their keys could carefully manipulate the lock cylinder or contacts with a thin, sturdy object like a spoon to get the engine running. This unusual feature reflects the car's core design philosophy. Mechanical simplicity and ease of repair were more important than sophisticated security. In regions with harsh climates or limited access to garages, being able to bypass the ignition could mean the difference between being stranded and reaching safety. This quirky capability showcases both the Riva's practicality and its unusual, sometimes surprising engineering. The handbrake on the Lada Riva had a mind of its own, turning a simple parking task into an unpredictable experience. Unlike modern cars, where the parking brake reliably locks the wheels, the Riva's mechanical handbrake could sometimes slip or engage unevenly, especially on steep inclines. Drivers quickly learned that relying solely on the handbrake was risky. Leaving the car in gear became a practical habit to prevent unexpected rolling. This quirky behavior wasn't a design flaw, but a consequence of its robust yet simplistic engineering, where durability was prioritized over precision. Over the years, the handbrake's occasional surprises became legendary among Riva owners, inspiring stories, jokes, and cautious respect. It perfectly exemplifies the car's blend of charm, reliability, and odd mechanical personality that made it unforgettable. Strength and resilience defined the Lada Riva's structure, making it feel more like a small tank than a typical family sedan. Its heavy steel body and reinforced chassis could withstand years of harsh driving conditions, potholes, and even minor collisions that would trouble more delicate cars. While the exterior offered impressive durability, the driving experience was a different story. The suspension was stiff, the steering heavy, and the engine modest, giving it the lumbering, slow-moving feel of a tractor. Speed and agility were never priorities. Instead, engineers focused on reliability and endurance, ensuring the car could endure extreme climates and rough roads, from icy Siberian highways to uneven urban streets. This combination of rugged construction and sluggish handling became a defining characteristic of the Riva, earning it a reputation for toughness and persistence. Drivers came to respect its ability to survive abuse while accepting its comically slow, deliberate pace. Even in the 2000s, some Lada Riva models still required drivers to operate a manual choke, a feature long abandoned by most modern cars. Starting the engine in cold weather wasn't automatic. The driver had to adjust a small lever to enrich the fuel mixture and keep the engine running smoothly. Forgetting to use the choke could result in a stalling engine or rough idling, turning a simple morning drive into a hands-on task. This old-fashioned mechanism reflected the Riva's philosophy of mechanical simplicity and repairability, allowing owners to manage issues without relying on complex electronics. While inconvenient by contemporary standards, the manual choke added a quirky, nostalgic charm, reminding drivers that owning a Riva demanded skill, attention, and a personal connection to the car's mechanics, something rare in today's automated vehicles. In the Lada Riva, even the front seats were surprisingly practical, as they could be removed with minimal effort. Unlike most cars where seat removal is a cumbersome task, the Riva's design allowed owners to detach seats quickly for cleaning, repairs, or creating extra cargo space. This unusual feature reflected the car's utilitarian philosophy, prioritizing versatility and hands-on maintenance over luxury or modern conveniences. Families moving bulky items or rural drivers needing to maximize space could benefit from this adaptability. However, the removable seats also required caution, as improper reinstallation could make them unstable during driving. Despite this, owners often appreciated the feature for its simplicity and flexibility, turning what might seem like a minor detail into a practical solution. When the Lada Riva reached Britain, it became known as one of the cheapest new cars on the market. Imported from the Soviet Union, it appealed to drivers who valued low prices and simple mechanics over luxury or style. For thousands of British families in the 1980s, the Riva offered the chance to own a brand new car for the cost of a used one. Its boxy shape, basic interior, and no-nonsense engineering stood in stark contrast to sleeker Western models, yet its affordability made it surprisingly popular. Mechanics appreciated how easy it was to fix, and parts were inexpensive. While some mocked its looks and performance, others saw it as practical transportation with character, a tough little import that proved communism could build a car for the common man. Winter mornings could quickly become a test of endurance when the Lada Riva's heater kicked in at full force. Its simple lever controls offered little precision, and a small adjustment could turn the cabin into an almost unbearable sauna. Passengers in both the front and rear seats often found themselves overheating, forcing drivers to crack windows or redirect vents to stay comfortable. While excessive by modern standards, the powerful heating system was designed with practicality in mind, ensuring warmth in harsh, freezing climates. This quirk became part of the car's unique personality, simultaneously a lifesaver in bitter cold and a source of humorous frustration. Learning to manage the intense heat was part of mastering the Riva, showcasing its utilitarian philosophy and memorable, sometimes extreme, mechanical charm. Loading luggage into the Lada Riva's trunk often felt like a small puzzle. Its narrow opening and oddly shaped interior made fitting large suitcases or grocery bags surprisingly difficult. Even when there was enough space inside, the angle of the lid and shallow entry meant drivers had to twist and tilt items just to make them fit. The hinges also intruded into the cargo area, reducing usable room even further. For everyday errands or road trips, this design quirk could be frustrating, especially for families or travelers. Yet, in true Riva fashion, owners adapted, packing smaller bags or using the rear seats for overflow. The stubborn trunk reflected the car's practical yet imperfect engineering, turning something as simple as loading groceries into another memorable chapter in the Riva's long list of mechanical oddities. Few vehicles wore as many badges as the Lada Riva. Around the world, it appeared under a variety of names: the VAZ-2105, Lada Nova, Lada 1200, and even the Signet in Canada. Despite the different labels, all versions shared the same rugged heart and unmistakable boxy design. The name changes weren't about design upgrades, but about marketing, as importers adapted the car to fit local tastes and languages. This global identity crisis gave the Riva an oddly universal presence. A driver in London, Havana, or Belgrade might all be steering the same car under different names. It became a kind of automotive chameleon, humble, practical, and instantly recognizable.